Sylvia here. Today we're going to talk about something that I have been asked quite a lot lately. I feel like nowadays so many people are interested in being like a YouTuber or an Instagrammer or a blogger and have so many questions on how they kind of shape and start their career into something that they would make money from. Let me just say first that if you're in this for the sole reason of money making, then this probably isn't going to be the thing for you, because being a digital content creator or influencer is not something that you can just turn into a career overnight. It takes lots of time to really build yourself up there to be able to get to the point where you can make it a job. But if you truly have a passion for creating online content, or you already have somewhat of a following and you don't know how to monetize it, or if you just want to know how us YouTubers and Instagrammers and bloggers make money off of the internet, then this is the video for you. I've been doing this shit for like almost, I say, 8 years now. I mean, I uploaded my first YouTube video I think about 8 years ago, and I never saw it as a full-time career at that point. I only really took it seriously as a career in the past maybe like 4-ish years, I would say. But I have seen this industry come from literally nothing into what is probably one of the most hottest marketing efforts right now. Back when I was studying marketing in school, influencer marketing wasn't even a talked about thing, but now there are courses about that kind of stuff. For YouTube specifically, there are basically two types of major sources of revenue. One being AdSense and the other being sponsorships. Because on Instagram, there's no way to directly monetize your content on the platform, you are basically doing a lot of sponsorships. And then for blogs, you can get money from your display ads that you put on the sides and tops and wherever you want to put your display ads, but then also sponsorships as well. Of course, there's also little other ways to make money, like having a Patreon where people donate to, or having your own merch line, or doing other subscription services where people sign up and pay money. But sponsored posts is really a major form of revenue for most people. What people don't realize is that for most people, YouTube AdSense is not really a super high profitable thing. The amount of money that you make from AdSense oftentimes does not equal the amount of time, commitment, and effort that it takes to create a video. So the scale is kind of like this. It takes a lot of time and effort to create a video, and you're getting really, in comparison, pennies for what your time is worth. Unless you're getting millions of views on each of your videos, you can't really be living off of AdSense revenue. No matter how much someone is making off of AdSense, I can guarantee you their prices for sponsored posts are way more, and that is where the money is at. Sponsored posts is where the money is at. And I know there's still a lot of people out there that have a distaste towards sponsored content. They don't like it, they leave me comments, they give you a dislike. But I want to explain to you guys why sponsored content is not unfair if done correctly. Creating videos is really a time-consuming thing. I spend on average about 4 hours just to shoot one video from setup to completion, and that's not even considering the time for conceptualizing and all the time I spend thinking about what I should be shooting. And then the time it takes to edit, like, don't even talk to me about that. It takes me probably about average 10 hours to edit one video. And YouTubers do all of that so that you guys can get free content to watch. You guys watch this content for free. You have a never-ending flow of YouTube videos for free for you to watch. So basically, when you hate on sponsored content, you're basically saying that you still want free videos to watch, you still want free entertainment, you still want daily stuff to hop onto and watch when you're bored, but you don't want anyone or expect anyone to get paid for that. So instead, with all that time it takes for me to make a video, I could be working a job instead and making money in direct relation to the amount of work that I put in. But then, who's gonna make you the free content for you to watch? So that's why we do sponsorships, to get paid for our time that it takes for us to make content for you guys to watch. And if done ethically, there's really no problem to it. I'm getting paid by your brand that I already like to use a product that I probably already use within my day-to-day life or within my videos. It's nice when a brand that you actually like recognizes your hard work and efforts and wants to partner with you on things. Of course, some people can be total sellouts and just promote every single thing that comes their way without being passionate about it, without liking it. That is an issue, of course. But trust me, most successful YouTubers, Instagram, or bloggers get sponsored opportunities every single day of their life, and we start to get picky and choosy about the people that we work with. So we work with only brands that we like or that we believe in, because it gets way too much. Like for me, I say no to probably about 80% of the emails that come through to me. Now at this point, you're probably wondering, how do I get sponsorships? How do I get brands to email me and want to work together? And it really really is a very simple math equation. Having followers or an influence or people following you plus good content that reaches the audience that they want equals sponsorships. And it doesn't take someone to have over like 100,000 followers to be able to get that kind of stuff. Right now, a lot of brands are also focused on micro-influencers, being people that have less of a following but higher engagement. A lot of the times, if you have less followers, they're actually more engaged, so you have a higher percentage of your audience paying attention to what you're doing, versus having a huge following, your engagement actually starts to drop, and a lesser percentage of your following is very engaged in what you're saying and doing. So across the board, everyone has a chance depending on what a brand wants. I've actually had someone comment this to me more than once. They asked me, why do I still get brands partnerships when my viewership is now much lower than it was before? And I will admit, my views have dropped a lot since I first started YouTube. But again, it's not always about that surface level number. Brands care about the engagement that we have. And for me, I have a really great connection with my audience. You guys are fucking awesome. It also has to do with the type of consumer that you can reach. For a brand, they might not care about a 16-year-old YouTuber who has 1 million followers because they know that their audience is probably younger than them and not people that are spending money, versus me, who my audience is between the ages of 18 and 25 most likely, has purchasing power, has some money to spend. So for the brand, my target might be more valuable than that 16-year-old with 1 million subscribers. And it also has to do with the quality and the branding of your content. If my content aligns better with the brand, then the brand would rather work with me than a 16-year-old YouTuber that's doing hacks videos and DIYs or whatever. That's just not what the brand is looking for. So don't be discouraged if you have smaller numbers, because it's way beyond that. It's about the type of audience that you reach, the type of content. Just being true and genuine to your content and to what you're creating will help attract a brand as well. So at first, most brands will come to you and just ask for you to do a post in exchange for free product. And maybe if you're just starting off and you have a lesser of a following, then you may feel like that's a fair trade. However, remember that products don't pay the bills. I always encourage people to at least try and ask for a budget, because if you don't ask, you will never know. And the worst thing that could happen is they say, nope, we don't have a budget. And at that point, you can decide if you still want to do it for free or not. I still get so many messages of brands asking me to do things for free or exchange for like a product that's worth like $50. And let me tell you, that is nowhere near the price that I charge for my content. Every day I still email brands back asking if they have a budget or showing them what my rates are, and in the majority of times brands are pretty receptive to that. Of course they're going to reach out to you first and try to get you to do it for free, but if you ask for money, I think we're at the point in the industry where they understand that influencer marketing comes with dollars that you have to pay. So do not be afraid to ask, because if you don't ask, you will never get. And don't get me wrong, I still do stuff for free sometimes too. If it's a brand that I really truly like, regardless, and to be able to build that relationship with them, I may or may not do it for free depending on the circumstances. Negotiating is all a part within this business and industry. It's an everyday thing. There's not really often times where they're just like, this is the price, and you're like, okay, whatever. Like, it takes negotiating and talking over it to be able to form a partnership, and you shouldn't be afraid of that. Just don't get bratty about it. But a lot of brands also don't understand why you should get paid, and to me, the way that I position myself to them is basically saying like, hey, if you were to do any other type of commercial, let's say, you would spend millions of dollars. Brands spend millions of dollars on commercials, and they pay production agencies usually a minimum, a very minimum of like 30 grand. They pay models, they pay photographers, they pay a director, they pay a sound person. There's so many people that they're paying good money for that content. And yet I am one person. I am one person doing all of that. I am one person writing the script. I am one person directing my own video. I am one person filming my own video, doing my own hair and makeup, editing myself, working with the brand, and yet you can't even pay me 1% of what you pay to create a full-blown commercial. So put that into perspective. They spend millions of advertising dollars on things like commercials, yet they won't pay a fraction, a small fraction of that price to one person who does it all, and then also has the reach of their valuable audience that really costs money as well. If you want to leverage my influence and my ability to connect with my consumer, my likeness, that really has a price as well. So I hope this helped better explain to you guys how YouTubers, Instagrammers, and bloggers make money off of what they do on the internet, and give you guys a better understanding of where we're coming from or how you can can get there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below or hit me up on Instagram. I am always looking to help y'all do what you want to do, and I'm completely transparent. Like, ask any other influencer that I've ever met. I am not scared to tell them how much I'm charging or what my rate is, because I think these things do need to be talked about. They do need to be talked about in the community so that we can create a fair standard across the board and help each other. Because when you have two people who are very similar in following, very similar in style, very similar in audiences, charging completely different prices, it can really ruin the market. What if one person is charging $0 and the other is charging $1,000? It really kind of drags down the market with them, and what you're doing is creating a market that doesn't value the work of influencers and doesn't acknowledge that we should get paid for the amount of effort and work that we put into our content. That's why I always encourage every single influencer out there to know what their value is, know what their worth is, and don't be doing shit for huge brands that are sprinkling little pennies at you. It's really insulting to your work. I know you work hard on those makeup tutorials and shooting those photos and spending time to figure out the best lighting to create the best content, so don't let your content be insulted. Anyways, I'm gonna end this now before I go down my aisle of crazy ass rants, because I tend to do that when I talk about this stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys again soon. See ya!